There were a lot of mixed feelings about the first Suicide Squad film. Box office wise, it was a huge success for DC and Warner Brothers, but among critics and fans, it was pretty lackluster, offering up some potential that never really paid off by the movie's end, despite having a stellar cast that included Margot Robbie and Will Smith. Yet despite the criticism, a sequel is slated to be in the works, and now that DC is eagerly, and arguably haphazardly, rebranding their DC Extended Universe, now called Worlds of DC, many are curious to see the ripple effect that will have on the upcoming movie, and if the comics giant and Warner Brothers will up their game to something much more coherent in terms of quality. So today we're diving into the rumor mill with our list of the top 10 Suicide Squad 2 rumors. And to be honest, some of these, if they turn out to be true, are really promising. Let's get to it. Number 10. Black Mask. Rumors have been rampant about which characters from the DCEU, or Worlds of DC, whatever it's called, will make an appearance in the sequel film. But perhaps the most intriguing rumor is that Black Mask will be joining the cast of characters, and as the film's main antagonist, operating a scheme to take over Gotham from the Joker along with overthrowing the government. Black Mask has yet to make an appearance in the DCEU, although has appeared in the television show Gotham, which most of us wish we never saw to begin with. As to how concrete this rumor is, well, up in the air. Black Mask is supposedly set to debut in the Birds of Prey feature film, where he's also supposed to be the main antagonist. That movie is set to release in early 2020, and Black Mask was also rumored to be an antagonist in the Gotham City Sirens upcoming movie too. Moving on to number 9, location. Back in 2017, when Suicide Squad 2 was still being co-written by Todd Stashwick, it was allegedly leaked that in a version of the script, the film took place in the Middle East, and will be a grounded Black Ops style movie, gunning for an R rating in theaters. The location is part of an attempt of the filmmakers to shift the tone and differentiate the sequel from the original in hopes to entice Suicide Squad fans to come back and check it out. In at number 8, Black Adam. Riffing off of our last point here, the main reason why the film was meant to be set in the Middle East was so that the Black Adam character could be integrated into it. Black Adam is a part of the upcoming Shazam feature film and will be played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And the character's origins tell the story of a man who was the corrupted ancient Egyptian predecessor of Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, but Captain Marvel back then. If the rumors are true, this could mean that depending on the character's fate in the upcoming Shazam movie, there's a chance he might end up working with the Suicide Squad if the script still has any similarities to its previous drafts. And at number 7, weapon of mass destruction. If our last two numbers have any semblance of truth to them, this rumor is what would tie them together. That the plot of the Suicide Squad 2 movie is that the squad is sent to the Middle East to hunt down and destroy a weapon of mass destruction, and that weapon is Black Adam. This has gotten some mixed reviews from critics who feel that the squad would work better against a non-superpowered individual like the Joker, making his character, who is confirmed to be returning, the antagonist instead, rather than another over-the-top superpowered individual or being, because you know how well that worked for the last movie. And at number 6, Ewan McGregor. Sure, there's been plenty of speculation regarding characters joining the film or making an appearance, but what about cast members? Famous Hollywood actors matter too, you guys. This rumor in particular pertains to Black Mask, one of the alleged baddies to be featured in the upcoming film, and in Birds of Prey, and maybe in Gotham City Sirens, and probably everything else the DCEU or World of DC are doing. According to the website Fitting the Rap, I quote, "Ewan McGregor is in final negotiations to play Gotham City mob boss and Batman foe Black Mask in Warner Brothers' Birds of Prey. Individuals with knowledge of the project exclusively told the Rap." Though who knows, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Ewan McGregor though, pretty dope guy. Moving on to number 5, El Diablo. There are rumors that the El Diablo character played by Jay Hernandez will be making a return in the sequel. Now if you guys recall, El Diablo died in the climax of the first film, sacrificing himself to detonate the bombs underneath Incubus. According to Hernandez, he would love to come back for the sequel, but rumors have been amuck about him actually returning to the franchise after his castmate Joel Kinnaman, who played Rick Flag, posted a snap on Instagram of the two of them and other cast member Jake Courtney, who played Boomerang, after a workout session. Could they be getting back into shape for the sequel? Hernandez also hinted in an interview with comicbook.com that the first film wasn't the last of El Diablo, saying that based off the possibilities of what his return might be, I quote, "I'm not saying anything, just that it's a possibility." Moving on to number 4, Batgirl. To some of you, it may be a shock that a Suicide Squad sequel doesn't already have a release date announced. Turns out the production was actually delayed. How come? Well, according to Variety reporter Justin Kroll, here's why. He tweeted out, I quote, "As for Suicide Squad 2, clearly moving out of 2018 shoot. The move to go with BOP, Birds of Prey, not only had to do with Hodson's script, but also the idea of doing with Batgirl what Marvel did with Black Panther in Civil War, by introducing them into the universe before giving them their own film." Now it's also been rumored that Harley Quinn will be leading the Birds of Prey, but it's also highly debated as to whether or not Birds of Prey was actually in production, or if instead it's the film that's the central point of our next number. In at 3, Gotham City Sirens. Sirens. A while back, it was announced that a Gotham City Sirens film was in the works. Personally, this fills me with both excitement and dread. Excitement because the Paul Dini Gotham City Sirens comics are some of my favorites, and dread because DC and Warner Brothers have a history of ruining things that I love. So for context, Gotham City Sirens was a series that was released in June of 2009, written by comics legend Paul Dini, who also happens to be the fella who wrote the good Arkham vs. Batman video games, specifically the good ones. Anywho, the story follows Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn all working together and hanging out after Catwoman steals all of Hush's money and splits it between them. It explores the relationship between all three of them, along with Harley coping with her previous experiences with the Joker. But after the New 52 reboot, it was wiped out of the continuity, with Catwoman going solo, Harley becoming a member of the Suicide Squad, and Poison Ivy becoming a member of the new Birds of Prey group. So, jumping back now. The film is rumored to have connections to Suicide Squad, tying in Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn into events that will impact or set up the Gotham City Sirens movie. Pretty vague, but hey, it's something. And at number 2, Deathstroke. Another popular theory concerning the film's antagonist is that it will be Deathstroke. Deathstroke, who is largely known as an antagonist of the Teen Titans, first hit the scene in December of 1980 in the new Teen Titans issue 2, and has made many a cameo in DC properties since. Joe Manganiello portrayed the character in the 2017 Justice League movie, and the actor reportedly suggested at Oz Comic Con that the Suicide Squad would at one point be going up against Slade Wilson. Right now, all we have is the word of a Redditor who swears that the actor confirmed it with him, but no official announcement has been made. And finally, in at number 1, James Gunn. The biggest rumor on the interwebs about Suicide Squad 2 is that James Gunn will be directing the movie. James Gunn is recently most notable for directing and writing the Guardians of the Galaxy films for Marvel, a job he was recently fired from due to old tweets that were deemed inappropriate by Disney. Enter the petitions, social media backlash, and celebrity endorsements. People demanded that Marvel Studios bring him back on, but it never actually happened. So what did their biggest competitors DC and Warner Brothers do when they heard he was canned for good? They hired him. While it hasn't been set in stone yet, rumor has it that Gunn will be at least writing the Suicide Squad sequel, and potentially directing it. Gunn has said nothing on his social media, which might just be an attempt to lay low, all things considered, but it seems quite likely that DC and Warner Brothers wouldn't skip out on the opportunity to have the man who made Guardians a huge success take control of one of their floundering properties, in all respects. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these rumors do you think is most likely to come true? And if James Gunn isn't directing the movie, what other directors would you want to see take up the job? Let us know your thoughts and feels in those comments below. If you dug this video, spread the love and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for all of your fan theory videos, lists, news, and what have you. In the meantime though, thanks for watching everybody. I'll catch you on the next video.